Readers, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Mrs. Malstein here. Readers, today we're going to take a closer look at the argumentative text called Education First. And remember, that was part of Malala's speech, where she had the position that she thought that all children should have the right for education. She gave us facts and opinions to support her claim. So today we're going to look at this text a little bit more deeply to think about the author's purpose. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about author's craft. So author's craft are the choices that an author makes to communicate to their reader. They might put in imagery through their words. They might have a certain structure that they follow or a way that they've organized their writing. And they probably have a specific point of view. So it's really important to ask yourself why the author does this and how they do this. And then we can go on to think about how all of these craft moves contribute to the style or the voice that the author uses. And so when we think about voice, we don't necessarily think about how they're speaking. We're thinking about their tone and their mood and their attitude and how that idea is conveyed to the reader. And so we want to think, how does the author express their ideas? So with all of those craft moves in the back of your mind, we can practice inferring the author's purpose. So we want to start with the author's tone. We can look at their attitude and their specific word choice. And we can even get specific ideas from the text to be able to see what their tone is. Using those ideas, we can also think about their mood. How does the text make the readers feel? If we combine the ideas of their tone and their mood, then we can infer the author's purpose. What is the author's stance or position? And why did the author write this? So let's practice this together with Malala's speech. So first, I pulled out some really great word choice that Malala used in her speech. She says, "Dear brothers and sisters," and that's her referring to her audience. And she actually uses those terms a couple of times. She also tells the readers to pull out their books and pens and that they are powerful weapons. And she ends her speech by saying one child, one teacher, one pen, and one book can change the world. So how do these different choices of words make you feel as a reader? Think to yourself for a second. And it's okay if there's multiple moods or feelings. So as I read Malala's speech, these are some of the ways that I felt that I think contributed to the mood of the writing. It felt inviting. When I was referred to as the reader, as a brother or sister, it made me feel like she was extending a friendly hand out and a friendly word out. And she even repeated that a couple of times throughout the speech. So that felt very inviting. She also compared books and pens to weapons. I can tell that she feels very strongly when she compares it to weapons and almost like a war. And so that also put a very serious mood in the speech. I could tell that she wasn't joking around, that she was passionate and serious to try to make this change. And then at the end, when she said one child, one teacher, one pen, and one book can change the world, I felt inspired. She was speaking to me as an audience member, a teacher. She's speaking to you, a child, that your voice is important and your words matter, and you can make changes, important changes in this world that make our world a better place. So by thinking about the tone and the mood, we can put those ideas together to really think, why did the author write this? Think about that mood, being inviting, passionate, serious, and inspired. Think about these specific words that Malala is using. Do you have an idea? Why do you think that Malala wrote this speech? What is she trying to tell us? So one thing I thought about how a lot of times authors try to inform us and teach us things. But I thought that she went even beyond that. And so my idea was she wanted to inform and inspire others to bring change about the right for all children to receive an education. So through her word choice and through the way that her words made us feel, she was not only informing us and teaching us about how not all children have education and that they should, but she also inspired us to bring about change. And so I can tell in her argumentative text, in her opinion text, she really was thinking about her audience. She thought about her facts and her opinions to really make her stance and her position clear to us as a reader. So readers, as you go off today, reading an argumentative text, see if you can practice inferring author's purpose by thinking about the tone and the mood, and put those ideas together to see why you thought the author wrote what they did. Happy reading!